I like that. We can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, he is blue and red, so.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that was out of the blue and into Josh Allen's arms.
And, well,
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
welcome into the Sports Timeout podcast brought to you by Jeffersons. Free fried pickle Fridays. Also, be sure to head there and watch the Super Bowl this Sunday as the Chiefs take on the Eagles, or go get your college basketball fix. And if you're not into that, treat your other half this Valentine's Day and get some wings, grab a drink, and celebrate with your significant other this next week coming up. And then, while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry to get that brighter, straighter smile. And make sure your breath don't stink this Valentine's Day. All right. I'm just gonna get there. I'm going there. I did this last year too. Jensen was on cue with this last year as well. And just that awkward smile, like you're really saying that. Yeah, I am. I don't
Mhm.
care. I've been there. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, get that appointment at 417-622-0404. If you ain't feeling like brushing your teeth, have someone else do it. Go to Robert's Integrative Dentistry. And also, don't forget to check out TeeTime, Web City. Be sure to reserve your spot for Valentine's Day there as well this weekend. Get that in because you're going to have to fill up and get into that bay time. So play some golf, pickleball, free this month again. It's going to be awesome. February free pickleball. Go play in the snow. Have some fun. Nah, just kidding. But wait for that snow to melt and just go out there the whole month free. That's awesome. And Super Bowl special coming up for them as well this Sunday. $150 for the bay for the game, 30 count wing, and then a bucket of beer. I mean, hey, all right. No Valentine's Day special yet, but they'll get there. Get in there if you're not intrigued in any of that. Get that iced coffee like me, sit at the bar and just, what's up? How you doing? Watching the Super Bowl. Okay. But yeah, Wes Underwood, Clint, Tony's out, Jensen's back, and how are you guys?
Back streets back. I'm good. A couple things as the
All
sponsors.
right.
For one thing, Bay Time. I like that. They need to do some kind of like weekend with Bay kind of jokes in their marketing there. And
I'll
does
throw you John's way.
we need to think of a jingle for Blake because probably the best commercial in Joplin. I don't know if you know this, Wes, is this one that goes, "Where do you get that smile at Joplin Family Dental?" You ever heard
Yeah, and
this?
the owner of that place is my long childhood friend. So,
Oh, wait, of Joplin Family Dental?
oh yeah,
Oh,
he
wow.
took over for Dr. Harrington. He moved down here and took it over. So,
Well,
known him for years.
it's so jarring when you're on listening to the radio and all of a sudden just where do you get that smile? It's like whoa. So then we need to do something for Blake, a competing song. Not that I'll
We
do it.
should. I think you should.
Where
He'd
you
probably take an
also
idea
get
from
that
you.
smile, Blake. But so that's my advertising notes.
Blake and Shelby.
Just the
Wait,
exact
copyright.
same.
What?
Well,
Huh?
it's parody. I think there's parody law. We can get away with it. It'd
Oh
be
man,
schemy, but anyways, that's about it though. Still in Missouri. A lot of good things to talk about and bad things. What
snow
about
coming.
Jensen?
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
snow for Jensen.
Nope, absolutely not. We're back to the
She's
80s.
done with that.
Yeah, they went right back to the 80s after a slight dip.
Yeah. Yep. No, you don't even have to wear a hoodie outside anymore. So feel
Yeah,
bad.
that weather came back for us yesterday. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, we got like a couple of days of like, oh, I don't need a jacket.
It
But now we're
was.
back to
But well, someone who can help you get that jacket. We'll talk NCAA, and that's brought to you by our newest sponsor, Black Eagle Apparel. They do
nice.
custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices. They are competitive. Go see them at 2702 Richard Joseph Boulevard, right next door to the Joplin DMV. Mention the Sports Timeout podcast and find out how to get 10% off your first order. So, yeah, NCAA basketball here. Auburn number one. You know what excites me? Mizzou is better than Kansas right now. I can finally say it after how many years?
Ooh,
Kansas now at what, six, seven losses on the season? I think we're at six. Yeah. Fourth in the Big 12. Been a long time since that's happened.
yeah,
Houston and Arizona frontliners in the Big 12. Kansas did come back and beat number eight Iowa State, so they might go back up one because Mizzou ended up losing to well, Tennessee, but
Tennessee. I
Tennessee's
mean, good
pretty
team.
dang good.
Yeah, good team.
So, but yeah, and it was a close game, closer than I thought it would be. They only ended up losing by four in that one, 85-81. So Mizzou's got
Oh
potential.
yeah. No, they're
They
gonna.
got
Yeah,
potential.
I'm excited for them. It has a little bit in terms of Kansas, Missouri. It has a little bit more to do with Kansas kind of being bad than it does Mizzou, but Mizzou looks good, and I think they could be good.
And
Uh,
I get that's a little bit of bias, but I mean,
no.
it's been
I,
a long
a
time
lot.
since we've been able to celebrate this.
Now is Houston the college team to follow there in Houston?
I mean, yes.
There's not like a Rice basketball thing going on.
I mean, people like rice, but I would say that there's
It's
more
mainly the Cougars.
cougar stuff. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
They
not
probably like to see Rasheed Rice
Texas
going down the
Southern.
highway at 80, 90.
Easy, easy. We'll
I'm
wait a
just
year for that talk. What
kidding.
about College of Biblical Studies, Houston? What about
I didn't
University?
even know that existed.
What? You don't know Houston Christian University, HCU, or University of Houston downtown, which is probably just the same.
Is that right next to Joel Osteen's house?
It might be in
Oh
Prairie
man.
View A&M. But anyways, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh
Uh,
yeah,
bias.
yeah, yeah. Our biased their teams and
Uh,
how we're just like Houston,
so
Mizzou's the
Auburn
best and
and
Houston's the
Duke,
best. Why do we think that?
Alabama, top three. I like those.
Oh, okay.
Mizzou's getting the love. They're finally within the top 15. They'll probably get bumped
Yeah.
down a little bit, but Kansas gets
Rankings in
bumped out of
basketball.
10. Do what?
I was just gonna say rankings in basketball always have less meaning to me because it's like, well, 64 teams get in. We'll see what happens when
Well,
when the bracket starts.
Well, and they just play so many more games.
Yeah, it's like so
There's
fluctuating, and
like,
it's
yeah.
like, well, they lost, but
how many
oh
we
well.
got left?
Oh, Auburn's number one.
Well, yeah, they're
Bobbly,
good.
bob,
They're
bally.
pretty good.
What, Clint? They've been number one.
I know that's how in
9 games
tuned
left
I
in the
am.
season, by the way. So
Like, yeah, with Charles Barkley, right? Auburn, like that behind. And Duke with Cooper Flag. I gotta get more into
There you go.
college basketball this year.
it's been a while. I
Most
mean,
of my information is just relayed back to the NBA, just
yeah,
to be like, oh, watch out for this guy come NBA time.
Mm.
Um, but
well,
okay, yeah, Missouri's one spot ahead of Kansas.
it's
We have done it,
fantastic.
folks. We have the
Yeah.
Tigers have done it.
Big
I'm gonna milk
deal.
that as long as
So
I can.
we're gonna hang the banner. What, 15, not 16.
And hey, we beat them too. So hey,
But yeah, oh
there's
yeah,
that.
that's the bigger thing than one spot ahead ranking.
We should have been number one right along, right after we beat them. Should have claimed it for like 1 week, celebrated, and then dropped down.
And was that at where did
Mizzou.
they play? Lawrence? Oh, okay, it was in Mizzou.
Yeah. If it was in Lawrence, I feel like Mizzou probably wouldn't have won by as much, but I feel like that probably would have been maybe a two possession game in that one.
Yeah.
I
Again,
feel like if they weren't at Mizzou, Mizzou wouldn't have won.
Oh, I think this would have been the year for them. KU was down. They were on a downer.
let's say the thing about these huge powerhouse teams that like it seems like they always find a way to come back at the end, and we kind of embarrass ourselves for talking down, and then it's like, well, the the system they have in place with good coaching by the time it comes to playoffs, they're a better team. But I feel like it's kind of like it's not quite the Michigan Ohio State football thing where it's like a
Yeah.
huge victory just to get a regular season. Apparently, Michigan guys are still flaunting their win even though Ohio State won the championship,
Yeah.
which that's a real rivalry when you can flaunt a win even though you didn't win the championship.
So we're the
Um,
real natty champions, right?
yeah, it'd be like if Kansas won the championship, but we were like, well, we beat you though at that one game.
We're
Um,
number one.
and almost a preview for Chiefs Bills stuff as well. That's a good
Yeah, yeah.
comparison. But
Well, we'll
anyways,
get moving along. We
yeah,
won't
moving
spend too
along.
much time here. So,
With
Wait, we
all the
didn't talk about Kansas State beating Iowa State.
okay, go for it.
oh yeah.
I
That
just
was
need to
good.
get it
And
out.
I don't know. Kansas State beat them and Kansas beat them. So,
Well, yeah, Kansas State Iowa State had the longest
Like
home
home. Yeah.
winning record like
Hmm.
currently, and Kansas State beat them.
And they
And
got
they
demolished.
dominated them too. It wasn't even
Yo,
close.
K-State's like not that good. So
And they almost won. They won by 19. Yeah, 19. And
this
then
actually, this would be
K-State ends
Kansas
up,
State.
or not K-State, Iowa State ends up losing the next week. Pretty much dominant win by Kansas, 69-52. So,
Yeah, for Kansas State, that almost is like that's our Super Bowl kind of victory. Since
yeah,
not sure how far they'll go, but
we're
I
not
love
doing so hot.
I love when that happens in college basketball though. It's just like, whoa, all of a sudden
Yeah,
of course, you're also reminded that sometimes
about
these are like
500 this year. So that's
18
not
year olds,
terrible.
but
It's
yeah,
not great, but at least you're
yeah.
not, what, Colorado 0-11?
But I forget, is that your team, Jensen, K-State?
yeah, that's where my parents played, so I didn't really
That's
have a
right.
choice.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, but
True. We
what
need to have him back on.
are we talking women too?
Yeah, we can. Go for it. What big happened over there this week?
Well, I know that Kansas State women beat
Yeah,
TCU.
they're looking good
Yeah, I'm
at the
really
right
excited.
time too.
Yeah. Because TCU's was what, number six?
Think up there, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a big win. Honestly, I didn't watch a lot of women's basketball this week, so I don't know a lot of what went on, but I did watch that game. So,
That's
How
all
much
that's
do you watch
important.
usually?
of women's basketball?
Yeah,
I mean, I try
or
to,
particularly college basketball.
yeah, I mean, I try to watch like a lot every week just to like keep up. Just
Yeah,
because like, I'm so enamored by the WNBA that I like want to be able to
I mean,
like you
yeah,
said, like know.
21
yeah.
and 2 isn't nothing
Who's
to be.
coming?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
K-State looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never see as many opportunities for them to watch them live, I feel like. Um, I mean, I know it's like ESPN W, like, but like, um, I'm guessing there'll be more opportunities for they're on ESPN2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I just use all of Troy Mayhew's subscriptions.
Oh, well, that helps too. You just pick the game you want.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I do with my parents' stuff too, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, nothing really stuck out to me. If UCLA can stay unbeaten, I think they're the team to definitely beat for sure. 22-0 right now.
LA.
It's crazy.
Insane.
That's my only
Yeah.
input. LA.
They've still got USC, Michigan State, and USC. So USC twice, and then Michigan State. Michigan State, they're decent, but I mean, I like what Kiki Rice does with the assists. She's the team player. Still 13 points a game, nothing to be ashamed of. But then you also have Lauren Betts. I mean, as this like a true center, she's got 20 points a game. So that's
hmm
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that about, I feel like women's basketball more than men's basketball. You can argue with me, but I feel like women's basketball uses a center more
Oh,
than men's
absolutely.
basketball now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it used to
Especially,
like not really be like that.
I don't know.
that's interesting. It's
Interesting.
like, yeah, they got bigger and beefier and like learned how to do post moves.
Yeah.
And especially NBA, it's really much more about like you're a transition person to get it back out to the 3-point line, not just like, I will give it to this guy and he'll post up. But then you got people, oh yeah, especially the WNBA, that's just like, all right, oh crap, they gave it to this person. Now they're gonna, is Juju Watkins gonna be like the first pick, you think?
And we got to let her finish her career out in college.
Well, I never know how quickly they go in with women's, but
Sometimes they go all four. It's more likely for them to go all four.
They
oh,
pretty
interesting.
much almost always go off for.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because the money's not there enough, I guess, to like hurry up and
Well,
get
Caitlin
out.
Clark's changing that quick, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I also think that women care more about education than men, and
That's
I
probably
will
true.
stand on
That's
that.
honestly probably true. There's like, well, first of all, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, especially if there isn't a lot of like as much definity of like what will happen in the WNBA. You're like, well, I might as well finish getting my degree.
Right.
sure.
Whereas maybe if you're Cooper Flag, you're just like, look, at worst, I'm gonna be like a 5-year millionaire.
Yeah.
so there's no reason for me to finish.
Right.
Um,
Well,
I'm like,
and NIL deals now, like,
yeah,
oh,
oh, that too. Yeah,
girls,
yeah.
they probably make way
absolutely.
more
And it's
than
probably more fun. You just get to hang out at USC and with all your friends.
I
right.
mean, how convenient. Like, they brought this back, if it shows here. Maybe not. I don't know. That's blending in. There we go. College football 25, like stuff like that. I mean, you're going to get your money being in a
Yeah,
video game and getting your name on it.
right.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, agreed.
Merchandise, all that jazz. It's really funny because on the back of the game, none of the players have names on their jerseys. So, but we'll see. On that note, we'll head into the NBA and crazy week. Luca, Clint, I'm sorry. You got AD now. Then
I know.
Jimmy Butler gets traded finally, gets his new deal with the Warriors. Okay. Good luck. Golden State is last night they were pretty much getting dominated by the Lakers, so kind of expected that with Luca, right? But
Um,
any other thoughts on free agency other than those two big names? Anything else stick out to you?
yeah, I almost want to like. I mean, I could have 90 thoughts on the Luca thing, just as a Mavericks fan, but um, predominantly just being, it was a complete misjudgment of. It's almost a good example of how like fandom is not only just like to get a ring, but it's about like having a connection and some kind of dramatic. I mean, it is entertainment, some kind of dramatic element that you're rooting for.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, especially in this case, the GM can just completely. It's like this isn't literally like Space Jam where we must win a championship,
Yeah.
or else Earth will blow up or whatever Space Jam's about. Or it's like, if your state doesn't win, you lose plumbing for the year or whatever. It's like you don't need to win a championship in that way. The idea is that groom's the wrong word, but we got Luca, from the beginning, and he was our guy. And to all of a sudden just have two guys in Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving who have won championships with other teams,
Yeah.
it's like a totally different experience. It's like, yeah, we could win, but it's gonna have like 30% less value than like, here's our guy Luca, and especially in my case as a shaggy-haired white guy that likes to play basketball, I had two generational European white guys on my team that I got compared to. But it was just kind of like, I think that was the main thing to learn from this was just that like the reason why every Mavs fan is frustrated is not only just like the technicalities of like, well, trade wise, it doesn't make sense. It's like it's literally the idea of like, okay, if we win with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, we did it. I guess that's impressive, but it's the long term idea of like having some kind of drama that you sustain around and kids that were loving Luca and bought tons of Luca jerseys and grew up like, oh, I'm probably going to see Luca the rest of my life, and then now, you know, that part was just like, let alone the fact that like I don't want to see
Nope.
Luca go.
Bring it back. Nope. Sorry.
Now, the
Yeah.
one benefit for me personally was the fact that I do kind of like the Lakers. I live in LA. At least I get to see him there. It wasn't like he went to the Celtics or something where I would have been even more seething. So it happens. Well, it doesn't happen actually. I meant like I'll have to deal with it, and I'll have to probably somewhat root for the Lakers. And my sister works for the Bucks, so I'm primarily going for the Bucks now. And I think a lot of Mavs fans are like
All
that,
over.
where it's like it's weird. Yeah, exactly. Literally
This
every
this Luca
aspect of
trade really
America.
got him messed up.
Yeah. Well, I was already kind of there. I was already messed up that I was like a Bucks fan and Mavericks fan and liked LA. I never really rooted for the Lakers, but
Oh,
now I will because of
oh,
Luca.
I don't know what to do now. Huh. My hair's all messed up. Oh.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go Lakers games, but it's like
About how I
anyways.
feel with the Bulls right now. What are they doing signing Lonzo Ball back like that? So I don't know.
Yeah,
Dude's
I'm
been
not
hurt more than
not
he's
sure it's
played.
on not sure it's on the same level as our frustration, but yeah, I get you there. They're
Um,
they're
Come
probably in
on,
like
man. We
traded
haven't
away,
even
blow
made
it
the
up mode.
playoffs. You guys have at least won a championship, and
Exactly. That's why
so
we're like, oh, this is our opportunity. Anyway, yeah, I think you know, it's it'd be weird to what my fandom will feel like a year from now. It'll be interesting because it was like all of it was based on Luca over the past 5 years,
you're
and
you're
for
gonna
him
be
to be
wearing
gone
Shaq,
because of it,
Kobe jerseys and Luca jerseys. So
eh,
you're
maybe.
gonna swap over.
No, it'll be like those people that are like LeBron heads but don't care about what team he's on. I'll be like a close version of that where it's like, all right, wherever Luca goes, I'm a fan of Luca. Um,
Why are you still wearing his Mavs jersey? Because I love it.
oh yeah, I'll find some way to have like Mavs, but it's cut up and looks like Lakers and. I that'd be my only response because I love it. Um, but yeah, again, I'm still going through it. That was a wild. If anytime everybody thinks it's like AI and fake, you know it's a bad trade. When it's like, no, that probably didn't actually happen. It's like,
Did you
actually, yeah, it
see the
did.
Twitter sphere on that one? Oh my
Oh, of
God.
course, too much though. I need to get off Twitter. I keep saying that, but
No,
it's like
it literally broke the internet.
It
it
did.
broke. Yeah, it's like every type of dialogue, every type of conspiracy, like the conspiracy theories are back. Like, what does this mean for the NBA? Why would they?
Punxsutawney Phil saw a shadow. No more Luca.
That must mean that the NBA is constructing. Um, More so, it was even worse than NBA constructing something. It was just the GM. Basically, just got simped, to use nice new term, by the GM for the Lakers, and was just like, "Ooh, he likes me, and we can have coffee. And if you keep this secret and don't tell anybody, I'll only give you one pick." And it kind of was weird. It was like he was so proud to talk to this guy that he only traded him. It's crazy. Yeah, anyways,
Just
we
got
can move
good.
on. But yeah, but not if it compared to my other fandom, which we'll talk about soon. Totally different levels of uh, excitement.
Yeah.
Jumping into the NFL. We'll talk Super Bowl.
Yay. And
Um,
real quick, shout out to MVP Josh Allen, who
mm,
just won it. Very deserving. No, not only very deserving. I think Mahomes is always deserving. But, and that's not even biased. So I feel like the fact that he wasn't even
whatever.
mentioned, we'll get to it, but not to discredit Josh Allen by going right into Chiefs stuff. But it is kind of
Whatever.
funny that we were 15-1 and going to the Super Bowl, and not one category was Chiefs related. Like, how are we 15-1 and go to the Super Bowl? But it's like, well, your coach
How
wasn't
did Andy
good.
Reid not win Coach of the
That's what I'm
Year?
saying. Your coach wasn't
Like,
good. Your defensive coordinator wasn't good. Your quarterback wasn't good. But somehow you're 15-1. Um,
he won
like,
Tom Brady's Coach of the Year, so that's all that matters
yeah.
now.
And Joe Tooney got fourth on Tom Brady's MVP list.
Oh,
So
dude,
heck
he
yeah,
loves
Tom
Joe
Brady.
Tooney.
Yeah,
That
I'll take that.
they love each other.
Oh, I just realized he played for him, so that's kind
Yep,
of biasness. Oh well.
yep.
But anyway, it's good for Josh Allen. Now Lamar doesn't have three, which would have. It's one of those things where it's like if a kid would have saw that 20 years from now, he would have looked back like, oh, I guess Lamar was almost just as good as Mahomes because he had three MVPs.
Yeah.
So little stuff like that can kind of matter, and I can be
Helps when you got
um,
Derrick Henry over there. Oh, I don't want to run. Here you go. Okay.
yeah, maybe that was some factor in the. But it looked like, I mean, he was winning. He won like the AP MVP, like by a long shot. He won a bunch of offensive awards, and then
Yeah.
kind of out of nowhere, Josh Allen won it, the actual thing. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
All right. Philadelphia Eagles injury report. As of Wednesday, nothing else has been released yet, and we might get one later today for the final injury
a lot of
report.
sicknesses.
Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, has an illness. Kenny Gamewell, concussion, backup running back. Brandon Graham, elbow, he'll play. Devontae Smith, hamstring, he'll be a 50-50. I don't think we see him out there as much, but I do think he'll play. Zach Braun still struggling with a groin injury. Britton Covey, neck. Dallas Goddard's ankle. CJ Uzuma, abdomen. So they're pretty risky at the tight end position there right now. Cam Jurgens, their center, his back's still pretty bad. For the first time all season, nobody is injured on the Chiefs, and Sky Moore is actually set to come back. He was limited. He's got his abdomen he's worrying about. I'm wondering if he kind of tore like a muscle in there, just based
Yeah,
on how long he's been out.
that's kind
And
of unfortunate. Not unfortunate, but it's kind of funny how of all the injuries. This is
yeah,
mean, but I don't think Chiefs fans are like, oh
not as bad as
no,
Kadarius Toney's
we
last
lost
year for the
Sky
Super
Moore.
Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. No, whereas like as every injury we had this year, now Rashee Rice is gone for the year, and that was a big factor, and hence why Mahomes should have probably been mentioned for MVP. But
Yeah,
regardless,
yeah,
all the injuries this year, all of a sudden the Super Bowl, every single guy is back. It's kind of remarkable, actually. It's like the perfect timing for a team that's already in three-peat mode to kind of get lucky with like just all our injury people are back. Jalen Watson hopefully is back to full strength.
for sure.
So that part's remarkable. The Eagles stuff, I'm kind of like, we'll see. There's a lot of like illness, but it might be like, come Super Bowl time, they'll be up for it and they'll get injected with stuff to make them ready to play. And it's like, there's not a lot of guys on that list that are like, oh no, he's not going to play now because he tore something. So,
Yeah.
um, but also breaking news here. Josh Allen said in his speech, "I want to thank Haley Steinfeld. She is my rock. I would not be here without her." So, wow, pretty big news that
Can't
actor Haley
mention any
Steinfeld.
awards without The Rock.
I don't think that's what he meant, but that's I think I just thought that I had to get that in there. But yeah, so the new Taylor Swift is here. But yeah, I think well, what do you guys think? Guys, I have a couple of Chiefs thoughts, but
Um,
a lot of it's
on
already been
on the
said.
game in general or anything, what else are we talking there?
Yes, this the game in general
Game
and
in
the
general,
three-peat,
I
and
I honestly think this one's going to go back and forth.
me
Just
too.
like it did the first matchup a couple years back. We aren't going to have the Kelsey drama, but I mean, obviously Jason's going to be there, whether he's able to commentate, whether he does a pregame, whatever, or if he's just there to be a fan.
To jump on the and while they're doing the jump on tables and stuff for the
Yeah.
pregame stuff.
And it's split for him. He said he wants to go for his brother, but he knows deep down it's going to be tough. And like he wants to support family, but he's also got family on that Eagles team too that he just left not too long ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I think where I would be if that happened, I probably would be like for like 15 years with like a city and an organization and you know all these people is I mean but it's your brother, so there's probably
yeah,
some part of him that's like I hope Travis scores 3 touchdowns, but I don't wouldn't mind if the Eagles won, whatever. Um
yeah.
anyways.
Saquon's going to be tough. It really is. I mean, I know that we've gone up against Henry this year when he was at his prime of the season, before he kind of just declined a little bit and then jumped back up. I mean, all that wear and tear. He Saquon's beat up. We saw that. We know that he's gonna play. He's gonna power
Yeah.
through it. But
I mean he got two
dude's
weeks.
beat up. Do what?
I mean he got 2 weeks of rest. I mean it might be
Oh, he's still banged up. You know he is.
it's possible. It's more
And
so my main thing is, and now it's almost I almost wonder if it's got hyped up too much, but Spags is Spags being the defensive coordinator is kind of famously good at surprisingly limiting the running backs, like almost every
yeah,
single playoff game. Like the whole time this run has happened, even back to their first run, it's like, well, watch out though for the Titans, Derrick Henry,
sure.
and then that got throttled. Christian McCaffrey, 49ers both times. There was like there was no run game. Um,
Yeah, but they gave
now,
us a run for our money though, for sure.
and now Saquon's a little different in terms of like his ability to like we did everything right, but oh darn it, he did a spin move and he has a 60-yard touchdown. That's a little more possible.
Saquon can hurdle people
Yeah. So if that
backwards.
happens, but I do trust in Spags enough to not just be like, well, of course Saquon's going to have 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's like
Sure.
we've seen this happen literally every year where Spags finds a way to like. Now they might beat us another way. It might be like because we stopped Saquon, that makes Jalen have to throw to the tight ends, and then like the first Super Bowl with the Eagles, somehow he played like his best game of his life. So
Yeah.
hopefully that doesn't happen again, where he just plays out of his mind, just throwing like pinpoint dots to Dallas Goedert on third downs and stuff. Um, and that was before they even had Saquon.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. I think it will be back and forth. Maybe not as like they just throttle our defense and we just throttle their defense. I feel like it'll be a little like instead of like 35-35, it's like 23-23 or something like that.
I mean, everybody
But
else has
definitely,
had it very close.
but I am just because I was so hurt by the Bucks one, I am at least allowing myself to accept there's a possibility of a blowout if things go wrong. It's a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's a possibility where there's turnovers and Saquon then has the ability to run a lot and now all of a sudden it's 17-0 and it's like, oh man, our offensive line, this is finally where it broke apart and Caliendo, maybe something like a disaster happens. I think we'll be
Sure.
okay in that regard because the Eagles have a lot of rookies on their defense, and that's the thing kind of to consider. But
Yeah.
I think it probably will end up. Of course, my heart can't take it. Not that I complain as a possible three-peat fan of a champion, but um, to have another close game. But it's probably going to happen.
It's also breaking news. It's Saquon's birthday
I know.
on the Super Bowl
I don't
day.
like that.
I
Super
know that
birthday.
makes
I
me
don't like that.
nervous.
I don't like that both for
Well,
that's like a reason for him to go for it. That feels
we've
like a
never
destiny.
we've never had a statistical game where it's Saquon's birthday, so we don't know how he'll perform.
Well, that's true. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Or it goes the other way and he plays terribly, And
Yeah.
for
We
human
don't
sake,
we
that would suck
we've
for your
never seen
birthday.
him in a
But
Super Bowl. We've seen him in the playoffs. We've never seen him in a Super Bowl.
well, this is our first time seeing him in the playoffs,
So
which is a thing to keep in mind.
I thought
I
they
doubt
made
it.
it in the Giants and he
No.
did well, but the team didn't. I don't
Oh,
remember.
you're right. That one year with what's his name? Daniel
Jones? Yeah.
Daniel
I thought
Jones.
that
Yeah.
and they had to play a wild card because
Right,
they
but
had
he
a
didn't
really
really do
good season
much.
under Dable in his first year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
They beat the
then
Vikings, I think,
yeah.
and then lost to the Eagles. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just kind of it's kind of fun when I'll put it this way. I'm prepared for the Bucks thing, but I also, and you probably agree with this, was much more worried about the Bills than this game.
Yeah.
I always it's probably because I don't watch the NFC as much because I'm just like, man, we got to get through the Ravens and the Bills, and I'm so worried about that. That by
Sure.
the time the Super Bowl happens, I'm kind of just like, yippee, 2 weeks, and I got to prepare. And it's New
Yeah.
Orleans. I'm gonna make gumbo. But now that it's actually happening, it might be like, oh, this offensive line for the Eagles is good, and Saquon's good. But I just feel like Jalen Hurts doesn't have the like oomph that like Burrow and Lamar and Allen do, where it's like, oh man, this guy's just gonna crap. He has the ball down three. He's gonna find a way. I just don't feel like I feel like if they're down, they can get kind of like, oh crap, what do we do? And now and
Someone did the Madden scenario and Jalen Hurts put his team up by I think it was like two. Mahomes launches one to Hollywood Brown with 3 seconds left and he scores the touchdown. And
yeah.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what are they doing? No. Said that's not how it's gonna go.
Like they should just kick the field goal. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's like a
No,
stupid.
no, they were pretty far out. Mahomes gets them to the 40. They
Oh,
take
it
their
was like a
last
Hail
time
Mary
out, and then he
throw.
just jets it.
Okay. I wouldn't
So
want that to happen. Like, I guess it'd be exciting, but in the moment, I'd be like, we're gonna lose this unless he gets a Hail Mary.
if that's how it happens or how it
That
comes
that would
down,
be epic. It probably
I'm
would. The way this season's gone, I hate to use this term because it's the term used by trolls, but I could see it being a devil magic related win, right? Where it's like not like ref related,
the
but something
the
that's like
voodoo of Louisiana.
a punt that like hits a bird and lands down or something like what are the odds of that happening? And then the Chiefs recover, something like
The
that, where
ball
it's
hit
like
Lamar Jackson in his Ravens jersey. What?
somehow Lamar's on the field or
Yeah,
but yeah, I think I'm prepared for anything. I've let myself enjoy it as opposed to like sometimes like especially like AFC Championship games when it's against a quarterback that I'm afraid other people think's better than Mahomes. I swear I have like heart palpitations. I'm like breathing. I'm like, oh no, here comes Josh Allen. Oh no. Um, but with the Eagles, it's kind of feels like, eh. It's also I feel like nationally, it's like for the Eagles to win is the most boring option unless you're an
yeah.
Eagles fan. It's like every team, the Bills had a fun story, Commanders had a fun story, Chiefs could get a three-peat. There's really no like fun national story for the Eagles winning. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, they've won a second time, and I guess Jalen Hurts isn't the best, but I guess he's fly Eagles fly. Yeah. I guess unless there's some kind of is Saquon secretly one of the best players in the NFL? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
All
New
right.
Orleans.
Go over to those awards now. Anything else strike out to you other than Allen winning?
Um, Not really, actually. Kevin O'Connell, uh, I think second time coach of the year.
Yeah.
Or is it this his first time? I know Kevin Stefanski for the Browns is second time, which is amazing. Andy Reid has never got coach of the year, and the Browns coach has two, and now Kevin McConnell now has two. Good coaches, but um, yeah, I got a couple. I mean, like a lot of them were kind of gimmies. That's why the Josh Allen one was kind of fun because I was like, I just didn't want Lamar a third time was so boring.
Yeah.
But like Jane Daniels, of course, got Rookie of the Year. Um, Jared Verse, the Rams,
Yeah, that was a
defensive
good
got
one.
Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, which that's kind of cool.
Saquon
Um,
Barkley, offensive player. Burrow, comeback player.
yeah, he was there. He was technically an MVP candidate, but I guess he was really there for.
Pat
Also, what?
Surtain the second.
Yeah, he got Defensive Player of the Year. I
Yeah,
wonder the
good
last time a
one there.
cornerback got the. It's always a edge guy. I wonder though if Josh Allen got a heads up that he was going to get MVP, and that's why he brought Haley Steinfeld. Because I remember when Mahomes won it the year that he won the Super Bowl flex,
Yeah.
he had a pre-taped video, so they announced MVP, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, so obviously he had this information beforehand. I wonder if sometimes they're just like, ooh, it'd be fun to have Haley Steinfeld show up, but that'd be embarrassing for you if you lost again and Haley Steinfeld is there. So
Clint with a
don't worry, you'll
conspiracy
win.
theory? What?
That's true. Well, it's a lesser end, like, hey, just so you know, or like they told him, and then he was like, oh, in that case, I'll bring Haley. I don't know. Maybe she was gonna come anyway. She's a supportive wife or fiance.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
yeah. Other than that, pretty run of the mill. They got new Hall of Fame people announced. Jared Allen got it. Someone I don't really associate with the Chiefs, but kind of funny that he would have.
What?
I mean, he's a Chief, but it's just kind of funny of all the
Come
Chiefs
on, the
Hall of
sack
Famers.
lasso. Come on.
It's like when you see he was
It
also
wasn't it wasn't his fault that he didn't come back to Kansas City. I don't blame him. We were under poor management at that point.
it's also just an odd yeah, it was an odd time of the Chiefs where there wasn't really anything that happened, you know. It's also funny to see him like associated with Antonio Gates, who's like one of the best tight ends of all time.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like an edge rusher that was pretty good for the Chiefs.
He did
Um,
make a Super Bowl with the Panthers.
who did?
Allen.
Did he really?
Yeah,
All right, well he lost.
he
So
did. He was with Cam Newton.
another reason why he shouldn't have gotten. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah,
And he did fairly well with the Vikings.
other than that, yeah, all pretty run of the mill. Armstead, Walter Payton, Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of surprising. I guess that proves that it's not fan vote because otherwise Kelsey would have won in a landslide. So I'm kind of glad that it doesn't work on fan vote. That's kind of not fair. Um, but yeah, just run of the mill stuff. Go Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah. On that note, we head into soccer talk, and that's brought to you by the Corner Kick Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick, located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, and Southeastern Oklahoma, as well as Southeastern Kansas and Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And, well, got a fun one this week. Got a chance to catch up with the Neosho County Community College women's soccer coach and Aaron Dowsett, and we discussed an upcoming event that he has going on. Take a look. And, well, we bring in Neosho Community College soccer coach, Mr. Aaron Dowsett. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. How about you?
Oh, well, I mean, you're in Neosho. We talked beforehand. You went to Drury. You lived in Springfield area, and we're talking snow. I mean, it's February. That's what we're going to get. Next week's looking unpromising after that beautiful day we had this past Monday, and I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. I guess if I am, I get to go out and play with my kiddo, but not really. How do you feel about snow? You like it?
I'll be honest with you, I absolutely hate snow. For one,
Yeah,
it's dangerous on the roads, and with me being a soccer fan, it cancels all of the soccer events and soccer training, so
yeah.
it's a bit of a pain in the
No,
backside. So
no,
yeah,
no soccer practice in the snow. Come on.
well, we'll have to get the shovels out, won't we? Get the players shoveling all of the snow off the pitch. So
Yeah, yeah. That part, that would be not fun. Yeah, I get it there.
yeah.
But well, anyway, go ahead and welcome you in. And first, we'd like to congratulate you on your season 10-6-1. You went, and you guys were in the region playoff semifinal. And yeah, how's this year coming up looking for you and your team as spring soccer season quickly approaches?
Yeah, so we just got started with our spring training this week. We've had a good start to training. We've got a lot of returning players, so it's going to be an important semester for us. We want to build some positive momentum this spring with the returning players.
Yeah.
Heading into next semester, which is obviously an important semester because that's when the season is. And then hopefully the group of players who are returning can then set a good example for the new players that we'll have coming in. We've got a lot of new players coming into the group as well. So we're looking forward for next fall, and we're hoping that we can progress from what we did last year, and we're hoping that we can perform better.
And so, kind of going off that, you mentioned next fall, and a lot of soccer seasons are usually typically through the summer, especially pros, little bit of college soccer goes through the summer as well. Do you prefer summer over fall, or do you like it in the fall?
Yeah, but coming from Britain, you're used to having football going through from August all the way through to May, and then you don't get much of a break, and then pre-season starts again.
Yeah.
So when I first came over here for college, it was it took a bit of time of getting adjusted to the short season.
Yeah.
But you get used to it, and the games come thick and fast in the fall. So it's good then to have a little bit of a breather. And it allows you time as well to focus on other things such as like recruiting, getting new players on board. So yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And mentioning that season's coming up too, we got something else to talk about that's really exciting. But is there anything you'd like to see from your fans this season? I mean, maybe getting a few more down there, or maybe getting that local support just kind of get going?
Yeah, so I'm the coach of the women's team, but the men's team at Neo Show, they did fantastically well last year. They got
Yeah.
all the way to the national final. They were runners up in the junior college division two national championship.
Hmm.
So, with that, we're hoping that that's made people aware more in the community of the success of the men's soccer program here at Neo Show. But we're hoping as well that we can build our own success with the women's team as well. But we're hoping that people are a bit more familiar now with soccer in the area after the success that the men's team had. We're trying to put ourselves out there a little bit more in the community by doing camps and volunteering for different activities in the area as well. So hopefully, with making that connection with the people there in the community, we can get a few more people at the games. At some other colleges, they'll be more American based with the players that they bring in. We have a lot of internationals in our team, so
Okay.
it's very rare that you're having parents coming to watch the game compared to other schools where there might be more heavy with American players. But
Yeah.
we're hoping that with the connections that we've made in the area with different camps and different volunteering activities that we've been doing, and also with the success that the teams have been displaying on the pitch, that we'll be able to get a few more people to come and watch the games. I mean, that makes it an overall better experience for the players as well. It adds to the atmosphere. So hopefully we can get a bit more of a better turnout heading into next year. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we'd love to help with that. So when that season gets closer, we'll go ahead and talk more then. But you speak of reaching out to the communities, and that leads us to our next part. You have an event coming up. Can you kind of give us some details on that?
Yeah. So we've got a camp March 15th. It's going to be hosted at Carl Junction High School.
Okay.
So myself and the men's coach at Neo Show, Elliot, we both work at Carl Junction Football Club as well. So we've
Okay.
got a good connection there at Carl Junction. So we wanted to put on a camp there in the community there. I think the soccer is really built up, and I think that it's very popular within the Joplin community. So we wanted to put something on offer for the high school kids to go and experience, what it's like maybe from the college side of things. We're going to have myself and Elliot, the men's coach, at the camp, but we're also going to have some of our players there at the camp as well, helping out. So I
That's
think it's
awesome.
a real good opportunity and experience for local Joplin lads and girls in the area to go and showcase their skills and experience what it's like from a college perspective as well. So we're really looking forward to the event,
Okay.
and we're hoping that we can get as many people there as possible. We're really passionate about soccer, and we want to grow the game in and around the local area as well. So we're
Yeah.
really looking forward for the camp. We had a camp here in Chanute last weekend, and we had a really good turnout for it. And we're hoping that we can get a good turnout for this camp as well on March 15th as well.
Okay. And where can they sign up? Is it boys and girls, both at that? What ages?
Yeah, so in the morning, we're having a men's camp. And then in the afternoon, we'll be having a women's camp. It'll last for 2 hours on the men's side and then 2 hours on the women's side. If
Okay.
you go on to the at Gonio Show Women's Soccer Instagram, you'll find a post there advertising the camp.
All
From my own personal Facebook page as well, I've been posting it in different Facebook groups, like this, like Joplin soccer groups and like the Joplin community group. So I've been posting it in there as well. But yeah, I will. I'll be able to share the link with yourself as well, and
right.
get it on your page as well.
Yeah, we'll share that out also. No big deal on that. And what are we looking at cost wise for these guys?
So it's $30 per camper. So it's an affordable price compared to other colleges in and around the area. So, we want to make soccer affordable for people as well. I know soccer can be expensive at the club teams.
Yeah.
Here in America, it's very costly compared to what we're used to in the UK. Soccer
Sure.
should be a sport for all different classes, and I'm a big believer that football is a working class game. So we put it there at $30. We want to make it affordable to everybody. So
And do you have any kind of plans for those that who do want to show up? Do you have any offers that they can do to kind of have like a sponsor to help them pay for it if they can't afford it?
yeah, there'll be different sponsorships and stuff like that available. If people get in contact with me prior to the event, I'm sure that we'll be able to work something out on that front. We don't want people missing out on the opportunity,
Okay.
due to not being able to afford it. So yeah, there'll be stuff like that on offer. They just have to reach out to me. My contact information is there on all of the posts that I've been advertising, whether that be through our Instagram page or through my own personal Facebook account. So if anybody wants to reach out in regards to that, my email and phone numbers there. So yeah.
All right, that's awesome. All right. Well, this is also our Super Bowl episode.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Chiefs
sure that I'll be able
Eagles.
to help you with that, but
Chiefs Eagles. Just pick one. Who you got?
well, I'll have to go with the Chiefs, won't I? Or otherwise, everybody listening will be sending me hate They won't be going on my posts to sign up for the camp. They'll be going on it to send me hate messages. So yeah, I'll have to say the Chiefs.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Chiefs Kingdom, here we are, and we appreciate you coming on, Aaron, and just looking forward to covering you guys this year. And yeah, looking forward to talking with you and maybe some of your players throughout the season. Love to have them on. So have a good rest of your week and have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Take care.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Awesome stuff out of him. Super excited for that event and looking forward to getting that t-shirt from him from his college. So another news for soccer sporting Kansas City gets Jovic, the 25-year-old stud from Serbia who played for the Galaxy. Huge gain for SKC. And then a few days later, they make news again and they bring in attacking midfielder in Manu Garcia and Shapey Suleimanov. I'm going to do my best there to try and get that in. Who brings in Champions League experience. So far, I'm liking this and bringing in two good guys who can hold down the fort, get a little dirty at times when they need to, and then bring in a guy who could be a ringer and open up more for Shalloway, Davis, Tommy, and Agata to get goals this year. 21 goals last year for Jovic and good for second in the league, and that's crazy. Sporting management promised an aggressive offseason, and so far they've been able to hold true and hold it near. Still a couple big names out there that we're looking for as SKC fans, but super excited for this team already. Can't wait to watch them. They got a game coming up, I believe, 10 days from now. That will be after this Super Bowl, so that will be good for Kansas City fans. But you got I believe the game against Messi. Don't know where it's going to be. I don't know if it's down in Miami or if it's going to be in Kansas City. Not 100%. I don't think you'd want to be here in 10 days playing, but we'll see. We'll see. But on that note, head into the local sports update brought to you by Ghetto's Tacos now. On Fridays, get 10% off all burritos all day long. They close at 8 p.m., located at 536 North East Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive through available 417 717 1261. And this Valentine's Day, skip the cliche and treat your special someone to tacos of love from Ghetto's Tacos. And here's what you'll get for just $30: 10 tacos of your choice, no birria, two tres leches cakes, which are phenomenal. You will want to get in there and get that sweet endings for a perfect meal. And place your order today. Send them a Facebook message with your name, number, choice of tacos, preferred pickup time, and for 2/14/25. Be sure to get in by Wednesday, 2 days before Valentine's Day, on the 12th. Don't miss out. Make sure to get those in because those slots are going to fill up pretty quick. And well, on that note, softball returns to action tomorrow. They will participate in the Alvey Early Memorial Classic in Bentonville, Arkansas. Today they will take on one-ranked University of Texas Tyler at 11 a.m. Then that will be at Bentonville High School. Then they take on Upper Iowa University at 1:30 p.m. At Memorial Field 6 tomorrow at 11. And then they take on McKendree University on Memorial Field 1 at 1:30. And then on Field 3, they take on the University of Illinois Springfield on Sunday. They are at 11 taking on Southern Arkansas University on Field 4. And then at 1:30, the University of Missouri St. Louis on Field 3. As for baseball, they return home this weekend. They'll take on St. Cloud State in a 3-game weekend homestand. Today they play at 1, tomorrow at 1, and Sunday at 1 as well. Go on out and support Missouri Southern baseball. It is going to be cold and windy. You know that for sure when you go to that baseball field there. And then on the basketball side, Missouri Southern men's and women's back in action as they host Emporia State at 1:30 for the women's and the men to follow. And on that, we head to the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get some weekend barbecue today. This weekend, also kids eat free on Mondays, as long as the parents buy an adult meal. So be sure to get over there this time of the year. February, they've got their Valentine's offer going up. Go check it out on their page. They got a lot of stuff, barbecue, just a whole bunch of different stuff. You'll have to go read it. I wanted to read the whole menu, but that kind of be boring. So, just it is what it is. But go check them out. Get some of that trackside today. Local basketball, Webb City boys, they'll be on the road, and Carl Junction will be playing as well. Everybody else off for the weekend, so a lot of stuff going on throughout the week. Be sure to tune into their schedules and check them out. And well, all right. You guys want to do the predictions for the Super Bowl, or do we want to leave it?
I think we need to leave it. We don't want any bad juju out
Yeah.
there.
Well, we
Yeah.
got good
Yeah.
Juju, Juju Smith-Schuster.
And Juju of USC. Oh, both of USC. I just realized Juju went to USC.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Pete Carroll,
all, well, here's what a prediction should be. Um, what
Juju to
color
the
the
Raiders.
what color the Gatorade will be. Um,
Oh, red,
you think so?
red, 100%.
And um, who sings the national anthem?
Taylor Swift. I thought it was already out there.
That would be so. I would cringe if that happened. I gotta be honest.
I
And
think it
I'm on
is.
board with
Is
this
it not?
happening, but I would
Did
cringe
I
if she
read that
walked out
wrong?
there. Like, hey, everybody! Just
Let's
thought
look
I'd come
this
out
up
here sing
before
a
we
little
end here.
song. No,
Who's singing?
no, it's John
Who's singing the
Baptiste.
national anthem for the Super Bowl?
John Baptiste of Stephen Colbert and other fames. Um, but by the way, the guy that did the
Taylor
was it
Swift, not John
was the
Baptiste.
Bills game
Do what?
or was it the Texans game? There was like a general that did the that like legit almost made me like tear up. It was like the best
Oh, yeah,
national
yeah.
anthem I've ever heard. The black guy with the like That was
Yeah,
so good.
he did the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Yeah, was it Texans or Bills? I forgot which one it was, but we need to bring him
Bills.
back. Yeah, it might have been.
He's good. He just needs to
That
be the NFL's dude.
I'm trying to get excited for that, like all the accoutrement around the Super Bowl. That it's
Hey,
like I
as
almost
long
have to
as we
pinch
don't have
myself. Be like,
Beyonce, we're good.
but you are down on Beyonce. That's
We
country
need Chapel Roan.
album of the year winner, Beyonce. Um, but what was I gonna say?
Yeah.
You're right. We do if we got to be Team Chapel Roan. She's from our neck of the woods. Her favorite ride is Powder Keg at Silver City. Um,
At
which
least
is
we know where
crazy
to
that a
look for
pop
her if she's
star.
there.
It's crazy that a pop star has a favorite Silver City ride. Um, anyways, she won't be there. But yeah, I want to take in on the accoutrement. I want to pinch myself that we're in the fifth Super Bowl in 6 years. It seems like just 7 years ago we were rooting for like Tyler Thigpen, and it was like we were like what would you
Alex
call like
Smith.
an after church hangout team. It's like, hey, go after church, you watch the Chiefs. Ah, they lost, and you go and rake leaves or whatever. But now that we're like this dynasty, it just feels crazy that we're just like, oh yeah, now it's like every team is thinking about the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs. And I keep having to pinch myself. That's like, we're not Boston, we're not LA, we're the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs. And now we're in our
You'll
fifth
have that
Super Bowl,
option on
so
here. Let's see if it works. So, oh no, I'm just kidding. It does. It does.
I don't like you have a control like that. But that's it. No,
No, yeah, I
no
agree.
picks.
It's
We'd be
weird.
biased, but
It's been a ride for sure. So,
yeah. Now it helps
Like,
that me and you pay the refs. I pay them bi-weekly. Do you pay once a week?
well, I got around it.
It's like $50 this
They
year. It's
pay
kind of
me
pricey,
now.
but it's worth it. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's why you get the rings.
that's why if you just pay using the annual, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
do.
Cash
I
App,
do, I
Venmo,
do the
PayPal.
monthly. They try to get me with a monthly. It's like 11.99. I'm like, ugh. I mean, I want to win a championship, but let's like, and then they hit me
Does
with
that
like
come
the
with
60
the
bucks.
NFL subscription
It
to
does.
NFL TV or whatever?
Yeah, you get NFL Plus premium, so it's a worthwhile deal. Um, but we kind of get bad buzz because people are kind of aware of us now. But
Brought to you
um,
by Dr. Pepper.
oh, new sponsor?
Would love it. That'd be
It's full
great.
on Dr. Pepper. We've gone beyond local. Um, but yeah, that's it. Good episode, and I'm sure everybody in Joplin's thinking it.
Yeah.
Go Chiefs!
Be ready for that Valentine's Day, all that snow, and hopefully
Yes,
Chiefs win. So, but
beautiful.
next time on the Sports Timeout, take care. We'll see you.
Bye. It's gonna be my outro from now on.